Hello and welcome to episode 206, I think, of No Load Time. My name is Obed Velez, and with me is the eternal Joel Young.
Well, it's good to be with you again, Obed. Pleasure to be with you, my friend. I know we are very late, so to those of you that are sticking in for our live stream, deeply apologize. We had put out a post on social. This is a great time to plug our social medias. Follow us at No Load Time. And saying, oh, looking forward to talking about Eternals today and all that at 9. And we are literally super late. Sorry about that. If you guys want to sponsor us and buy me a new laptop, I'd greatly appreciate it. Email us no load time at gmail.com.
There you go. Yeah, plug it in, sir. How are you,
Gotta
man?
do it, man. I live, we both have been very busy. I know you got some time off, so I want to hear
Yeah.
about your adventures.
Okay. Well, I had a fantastic idea. Well, I mean, we planned it. We've had planned this for a while, right?
Yeah.
Um, so we went to Magic Kingdom last Friday, and unfortunately, it rained for 48 hours straight here in Central Florida.
Yes.
It was pretty terrible. It was pretty bad, Joel. It's pretty bad. Um,
And it wasn't just like a little drizzle. No, it was bad
it
rain.
was like steady
Yeah.
rain. It was like yeah. I mean, it wasn't a storm because there was no
No.
wind. It was just rain,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a drizzle. It was steady for
Yeah.
like 48 hours.
Yeah.
Um, it was pretty awful. So I mean, nothing to do with Disney, right? So it was
Yeah.
just a day. But like I said, we had planned this day for a while, and unfortunately, it just so happened that you know. That said, Joel, we did not wait more than 20 minutes for any ride.
Well, that's good.
There was no one in the park. I mean, there was people in the park,
Yeah.
but we got in, um, and dude, we did everything. Like
Oh, that's awesome.
we did everything. So here's the thing, right? Caveat, just adding a caveat to that. So the day before, I went ahead and added a Genie Plus to the tickets that we had.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So okay, I like it a lot better than FastPass. Genie Plus.
Okay.
Um, it's $15 per ticket for per day. It's honestly, and again, unfortunately, the park wasn't busy at all, right? But I was able to get plus passes for Peter Pan's Flight and Jungle Cruise.
Okay. Okay. Those are two big ones.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So the only ones that were not available were Space Mountain and Minecart or Mine Train, because those two are separate, like a $9 extra, right? So those two were not in, right? But we got into the park. First thing we did, we went to the Mine Train. It said 40-minute wait. It's like, let's get it over with,
Oh, that's
bro.
nothing. Yeah.
No, we walked up to the ride.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow. Okay, that's
we
great.
walked up, and then Space Mountain, we probably waited like 25 minutes. There was no line. We went directly. It's just that it's a long, it's a long walk.
Yeah.
Also, Space Mountain, Disney, that ride needs a little bit of love, man. It needs a little bit of
It's
love.
dated.
Yeah, because I know that they've done refurbishing at Disneyland, and I think Paris had a refurb too of Space Mountain. It needs love. It needs
Didn't
love.
they do like a Star Wars thing with like Admiral Akbar or something in Disneyland or something at one
It's
point? Or
yeah, they have a hyperspace mountain.
yeah,
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 it's like a reskin with like Star Wars music and sounds. So, um, I mean they don't need to do that here. They can keep it legit as it being the first Space Mountain. Um, but man, it needs love.
yeah.
It needs love. I can tell. I can tell that it needs love. Um, yeah, man, we did everything. Like everything. Like the only thing that we didn't do were the like the spinny rides. So like Dumbo and Astro Orbiter. It was raining. It sucked. So I was like, you know what? I told my and the go karts, because I was like, told my daughters like, listen, it's like we're not. I'm not gonna spend time on this thing. I'm sorry. Um, and she understood. It's like, yeah, it's raining, right? So the only thing that we didn't do was the Monsters Inc. laugh floor.
Okay.
That was the only thing that we didn't do. We did everything else. Yeah, it was good. So Genie Plus. Okay, so as soon as the clock hits 7 in the morning, you can grab one. Kind of like Rise of the Resistance and Red 2, you have to go in at 7 and grab it. So at 7, you can grab your first one. When you go to the park, you ride your ride. As soon as you ride your ride, right? As soon as you scan, you can pick another one. I would have to like stop and actually get it after the ride was done because the lightning lanes, there was no one. So we were just like, boops, right there. No line. Jungle Cruise, 50-minute wait. Nah, we just walked right in.
Isn't it Jingle Cruise this time of
Yeah,
year?
it's Jingle
Right?
Cruise right now.
It's
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
I
yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and we walked into pretty much everything, like Splash Mountain, Big Thunder Mountain. We didn't get it, like we would just walk right into the train. It was great. Only one that I had to come back to was Haunted Mansion because we went in and he broke down. So I was like, well, I mean, this thing is due in like 10 minutes. The not due, but like my arrival time. Let's go ride a Big Thunder Mountain, and we rode that and came back to Haunted Mansion, and we still had like a half hour, right? And by then it was back up and running, so we didn't have a problem. We just walked right in, and it was awesome. So, again, I don't think it was probably the best test because the park there was not a lot of people in the park, but it worked. Like, the app thing worked pretty good. So, I guess, I mean, if I would have to do it again for Magic Kingdom, yes, I would. Right? I don't think it's probably worth it for like Epcot. Just a little bit more spread out. It may be worth it for Hollywood Studios, depending on what you want to do. But at least for Magic Kingdom, it was worth it. The $15, for the day, it wasn't bad. It worked. Like, what they said was like, oh, this is gonna work like this, and that's exactly how it worked. And the experience was pretty smooth overall. That said, bro, let's see. My daughter's smartwatch broke because of the water. My charging case for my phone broke because of the water. My shoes just got dry like 2 days ago because I left them in the garage because I was like, bro, this is insane, man. Like, I had an old backpack that I had that we took. It's like, it was bad, bro. So we wore ponchos the entire day. Luckily,
Oh
like
yeah.
inside the park, remember there was those things that happened over the summer where there were like water was pooling inside the park,
Yeah.
and it was pretty bad. And that was one of my WTF things that I posted on Facebook. It's like, what the hell's going on at Disney? No issues with like water. Water was fine, like inside the park. Like getting in and out was good. Like I said, no, there's no one there, dude. It was pretty good. Like, this would have been like if it would have been sunny, right? With the amount of people that were in the park, it would have been the perfect day because it was good. But yeah, I mean, from that part, the Genie Plus was good. It worked out great. Mobile ordering worked out really good because we ordered, and by the time we got there, it was like, your order's ready to pick up. It's like, perfect. It's like, we just got here. It's ready to go. Because there's no one in the park. So it was super weird, right? Because I'm not used to not waiting at Disney anymore. Like, that used to be back in like 2008, 2009, back when
Recession.
when the big recession happened. That's when it got pretty rough and
Some might argue we're heading that way.
we could inflation all that, but yeah, I mean, that Disney inflates anyway. It's like, it doesn't really
Yeah,
matter,
that's
right?
accurate. Very accurate.
Yeah,
They
it's
do
like
it on their own.
they're doing it on their own. Yeah, they already have their 5% a year
Yeah.
thing that they do. So
They
yeah.
do it themselves. So.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, again, we got there, did everything, we were miserable because it was just raining all day.
Yeah.
Took some okay pictures. We had like an hour, like from 2 to 3 that it didn't rain, and I was like, let's go take pictures. But my wife was like, I was like, we're all wet and soggy and those pictures. I don't like it. I was like, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fun. Like we got to do everything. My daughter was very happy because she got to write everything that she wanted to write.
Oh,
So,
sweet.
it's like even though it rained, we pulled it off. So yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
It's so tough, right? You spend so much money to go to Disney just to
Yeah,
experience it in the and like it's
yeah,
funny the way you talk about it. It's like it was actually a good experience in some ways because, like you're saying, you didn't have to worry
correct.
about waiting. Things from that standpoint was quite seamless,
Yep.
but it rained. Like that's what makes it
But it
tough.
rained
So
all day. Yeah,
that's tough, man. That's a
like
tough one.
it
I was
was
thinking about you because I remember
it
you
was
telling
rough.
me, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, it has not stopped all day." Now,
Yeah,
had you been home and working from home, that's a different situation. But being out
yeah,
in that's rough, man.
yeah. It was pretty rough. Like my feet hurt, but it didn't. They didn't hurt from walking too much. I mean, we did walk, of course, but
Sure.
yeah, like we were all wet and soggy, and we went to Splash Mountain, and we just made it worse. But we didn't wait for anything, so that was cool.
Wow.
And my daughter didn't fall asleep in the carousel of progress, so it's the small
That
victories,
is
right?
that is the best place to take a nap.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
if you're burning
Hall
up in heat or
precedence,
you're
though.
freezing, whatever,
Hall
all the
precedence.
president, it's a great
Yeah,
nap
yeah.
spot.
It's an app spot right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be. Yeah, it's Disney's like Hall Presidents and the American Adventure.
The American
Which is
Adventure,
like
yeah.
American Adventure's long, dude. You
Yeah.
go in and you take your shoes off, bro.
Dude, I used to feel the
AC.
way about the Ellen whatever Energy
That used
Universe,
to be
dude.
my dad's
I
like go
used to
to nap
just
ride.
oh, it was great. I mean, the very beginning, I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, dinosaurs. And I was like, okay, once we stop and get in here, best.
yeah, I agree. I agree. Yeah, yeah, good
Ain't gonna be the
stuff.
case anymore with Guardians.
Yeah, yeah, that's long gone. I don't know when Guardians is opening, but it should be sometime in the next year or so. So I
Yeah,
guess,
2022.
yeah. So we'll see. Joe, Eternals, tell us what's up.
Man,
Because
I was really excited to talk
a
about
lot
this
of
movie.
okay, so I only talked to one person about it.
Yeah.
That one person said that he liked it, but his kids did not.
Okay. Okay,
Uh,
that's good. That's a good because like I think that signifies what this movie is, right?
okay,
Like I was really looking forward to seeing this and seeing how I would react to it because it was one of those things where when you see the reviews going the way they've been going, there was a constant trend.
hmm
Um, I was like, this is gonna be one of those you're gonna be either love or hate, like you're gonna hit one side or the other, right?
is it at 48 right now?
I 40, 49, something like that. Um, so yeah, I could not wait to get it because it's just one of those things like you got to see it for yourself at that point. You got to get your own opinion on it. I want to preface this by saying anytime we do a movie review or discussion of any art for that matter, I consider film an art form. Um, you absolutely get the ability to um, you absolutely get the ability to have your own opinion and not feel bad about what other people think. Like if someone loves the movie or someone hates the movie, you're entitled to that. Like you shouldn't make it. I wouldn't make anyone feel bad for differing with me on that on an opinion of a film. I might have strong feelings about something, good or bad, whatever it is, but you should be allowed to have your own opinion. And so no one's ever wrong for having their opinion on it. I want to
Yeah,
first say that, and that's important.
it's at 47.
It's at 47. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna jump right into it, man. This movie I did not enjoy at all. I did not enjoy this one at all, man.
Wow, I was not
Um,
expecting that, dude.
yeah, this I gave this one a 5 out of 10. I give it a 5 out of 10.
Wow,
Yeah,
what's better?
it's
Is it better than Justice League?
yes,
Okay.
Well, ooh,
Ooh.
I have to think about that. I
What?
have to think about that. I would say that they're pretty similar. I say they're pretty similar in level
Interesting.
because like Justice League is watchable, but it's
Okay.
like disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's this movie. Like I did
Wow,
not like
Joel.
some people are like offended by this movie. They're like, this is the worst, all this kind of stuff. You and I have had this discussion about other movies before. This is not the worst. I've seen bad movies, okay?
Is
This
it is
movie
it
is
is it better than Ben Affleck Daredevil?
yes,
Okay.
but that's not saying much.
Okay.
This is better than Fantastic Four stick in 2015 one. This is better than Catwoman with Halle Berry, right? But this is not a great movie, dude.
But
I'm sorry.
MCU wise, is at the bottom.
This is at the bottom, bro. This
Okay.
is not well,
Better.
this is
Black Widow's better.
absolutely, yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm wearing the hat right now. Like you and I said, like, that movie's fine. It's I understand people feeling like they're let down and not being as hyped about it. Like I get it, but the
Yeah.
movie's like at the end of the day, the movie has a complete arc, right? Like it does what it does, and either you like it or you don't, but it does what it does. This movie is has a lot of problems. There's a lot of holes. I mean, look, there's no spoiler. The deviants are supposed to be the villains of this movie. I can tell you if I was to start polling people and asking people after this movie what they even understand, what's going on, I don't think anyone would be able to give me a straight answer. It does not set up anything well, in my opinion, from the standpoint of where this movie was trying to go. And when we finally get to where it was trying to go, it absolutely fails. It just does not deliver what it's supposed to do, and
Okay.
and this is not because it doesn't. This is not because of some of the changes that they made with characters for social reasons. This is not necessarily having to do with them not following the typical Marvel formula. That's not what the problem is with this movie, right? Like people who are saying those things, they probably have other opinions, right? The problem with this movie is just that it's like a house without a foundation. They literally are trying to build this huge thing up. I mean, I'm not gonna. It's hard. It's so hard to talk about this movie without spoilers. But I'm just gonna say, like at the very beginning of this movie, you get this opening scroll, right? This is not a spoiler. This is just I'm not gonna go into it. But there's a
Okay.
scroll at the beginning of the movie. It's like in the beginning, blah 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 blah,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff, right? And so they're clearly setting the tone, and it doesn't. It kind of makes it like almost like a grander than even anything else we've ever seen in the MCU. Like even like the Infinity Saga and Endgame, all that kind of stuff. Like that's all considered like small compared to what this movie's supposed to be dealing with. And yet, with the stakes of the entire universe at hand, I'm just sitting there like not entertained, man. Just not having a good time. There are good things about this movie. I don't want to say everything about this movie is a failure.
Okay.
I thought that uh Kinga, I think is how you say his name. I thought that actor, Namal, I don't want to pronounce his name wrong, but the comedian in that
Yep.
role, right? I thought he was really good.
Okay.
I liked him a lot in the movie. Um, I liked another character that has an end credit scene, the second end credit scene in particular.
Is it
Didn't
Blade?
love it, but I was set up pretty
Is
well.
it Blade?
Uh, see, and here's the thing, right? Like you
Yeah.
haven't seen the movie, but that's spoilers everywhere, right? Like I don't need to.
Dude,
It's
no, I mean, I'm not like this is not like Obi-Wan stuff, right? Or
no,
Spider-Man, right? Because Spider-Man, like, we'll talk about it because those
mm,
are out there, right?
yeah, it's outrageous.
Like, this is actually me going into like, it's like, all right, let's see what all the end credit stuff was because I really don't care about this movie. Now I
And
feel good about it.
and honestly, I spoke to someone, a colleague of ours, and he literally said, "I'm not gonna go see this movie. I'm just gonna watch the end credits." I already did, and honestly, you
Yeah,
can right now if you have no interest, you're not crazy, whatever. You like the MCU, you're a Marvel fan, go watch it. Seriously, go find it online and watch it. Don't stop yourself. You don't. It does not. It doesn't matter. And I really feel bad saying that. It doesn't matter.
Wow.
This movie. Yes, they say the Eternals will return at the end. That's spoiler. That's what they say, right? They say that with almost all the movies, right? Thor will return. This one will return, right?
I mean, in what shape
That
or
doesn't.
form? I guess we'll
That's what I was gonna
wait and
argue,
see.
right?
Yeah.
Right? Like you can have
Like, is
them
it gonna be
cross into
all of them
something,
together? Are they gonna split them up, or what are they gonna do? Right.
and I'm looking at it and I'm going, it's funny, like with some of the issues they have, it's fixable. Like I actually think this movie is fixed. Like if you have another person come in, which is why I would compare it to Justice League, right?
Okay.
Because then you see where someone took the small good things in that movie and made it incredible because that was Snyder's vision, right? That he took something and he actually turned it into what should have been, right? Same thing with this. There are seeds of things that are good.
Okay.
Um, I'm sorry. I don't think anyone. I don't blame kids. I don't blame kids for feeling the way they feel because if I was a kid, this movie wouldn't do it for me. As an adult, it doesn't do it for me. There's a character that just said that they signed on for multiple movies. I don't understand why. Like it doesn't. There's nothing there. We don't. It doesn't matter. Like it doesn't make these things don't make any kind of sense. And I don't know what they were. I
Okay.
don't know what they were thinking. I've listened to several interviews with the director, to you know, quite several other people, and no one can explain what this movie was trying to do. They can just only talk about specific scenes and specific moments, and that's a problem. Like I don't think I think they were so
Yeah.
focused on maybe certain elements that they completely botched whatever this movie was trying to accomplish. And I again, it doesn't matter if you don't know who the Eternals are
Yeah.
because they completely changed the origin of pretty much everyone and everything for the most part. There's one particular character that if you're familiar with the comics, and I wasn't even that familiar, but I did my research beforehand. And there's one particular character that if you know anything, you know that there's a plot twist that's coming with this character in it, and the plot twist happens in the movie. And it for some people may work, for some people it doesn't. For me,
Yeah.
it didn't work because they didn't develop it enough. Like when it happens, it's like it's supposed to happen, so we understand it,
Yeah.
but it doesn't work because it wasn't set the way it was supposed to be.
Yeah.
We just
Okay.
don't care. So we don't understand the villains. We don't understand the motivations. The main character that's supposed to really carry this movie as the movie progresses and you follow, it becomes less of the Eternals. It becomes more about one particular character. I won't spoil it. Another person literally yesterday came up to me and was like, this character was just absolutely annoying. One person told me they literally just wanted to throw their sprite at the screen because they were just that annoyed. And I'm like, and I heard another person told me the same thing. I talked to them and they told me the same thing.
So
Hey, they
interesting.
just were bothered by this character, and it's so strange because it should not have been this way, man. I can't say much more because I will spoil the movie if I do. But I hope
I,
that
do,
that
I
makes
don't. I'm
sense.
like on my end. I don't care. Like if you want to give a spoiler warning out there for the
Yeah.
listeners slash viewers, I don't like. We can go in it, dude. I have zero interest. So
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, let's do it.
All
Let's do
right.
it.
Yeah.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
If
Spoiler
you if
warning.
you
You've been
want,
warned.
you've
I
been
don't.
warned. If you
Yeah.
if you care, sorry. To
Yeah.
jump later.
Yeah, dude.
Um.
Let's do. Hold on. Let me put up a. Let me get a clock here.
Okay. Yeah. Give me however long you want to give me, and I can quickly say
It's
what I need to say.
gonna get a stopwatch here going. Um. So I go ahead. You got 5 minutes, sir. Let's do
Perfect.
it.
Okay, let's do it. All right. So we first of all we got Ajax, right? Ajax supposed to be the leader of this movie, right? And Ajax dies halfway through, not even halfway into the movie, a quarter
I
into the
heard about
movie.
that.
Okay, her character is
And she's the
literally
one that's
fed.
supposed to be back.
She's supposed to be back, and she's she's supposed to be this extremely powerful, most trusted Eternal by a Celestial, and she gets eaten by a pair of wolves. It's just like it doesn't. It doesn't make sense. Icarus, right? Supposed to be like the Superman character of this movie, right? And I talked about this beforehand, right? Icarus is that character that is the Judas of the movie. He's supposed to be the Judas of the movie, right? Um, he starts off like supposedly super committed to doing whatever's best for everybody, wants to make sure everybody's good, doesn't like listening to the leader. He gives one clue at one moment where he's like, we should ask the celestial what we should do, but aside from that, he's super committed. 7,000 years go by in this movie, allegedly, right? 7,000 years. He has a relationship with Cersei. All this kind of stuff goes down. Next thing you know, he just spazzes out, leaves everybody, and then just goes, you know what? Doesn't matter 7,000 years of history. The Eternals know best, and the Celestials know best. We don't, and we should all just die because. I'm like, okay, Cersei, she doesn't. She gets basically the mantle passed down to her. They do this weird orb thing. These orbs get transferred from the leader to the next person's leader who's chosen, right, to speak with
the matrix of leadership.
The matrix of leadership, basically, right,
Yeah.
to speak to the main celestial, right? And Cersei uses her powers to turn a deviant into a tree. I'm not making this up, right? And so later on, at the end of the movie, she has to like put her hands on the celestial, and they all have to create this one mind together, this crazy sync through Druig and the other guy, I can't remember his name now. And they got to create this one mind thing, and through the one mind she can use her powers to turn the main celestial, who's going to be basically destroying the entire earth, into ice. And Icarus at the end, because he's like, you know what? I said all this stuff about 7,000 years, but I actually like you. They had sex on the beach or whatever in one scene. And so, I just like you. So, I'm not going to kill you in this moment. I'm going to give up my powers to help you turn this thing into ice. It is the most goofiest thing. I can't explain to you, man. The way it comes together.
Sounds like this super just disjointed. Like
it's super disjointed. Okay, so let's go into it right. Sprite, right? So Sprite. Want to throw your Sprite at the screen. So Sprite's supposed to be a dude in the comics, right? Okay. So instead they make Sprite a girl.
Yeah.
Okay, sure. But because of making her a girl, what the director decides to do with this character is make it that, okay, the Eternals basically manufactured everybody. They're like robots. Mm-hmm. Sprite is designed to look like a kid, but it's actually an adult in a kid's body in this thing.
So it gets weird.
She's having these feelings for Icarus, and she wants to be with it, and it's a kid, dude. It's a kid.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And they have this whole thing, and so at the end, she becomes human because she wants to be in Cersei, because she has the one mind power at the moment. She can turn her into a human like everybody else, for whatever reason, and now she can, grow old and die, and have relationships with people, and not look like she's a weird kid trying to flirt with grown men. It is. I don't know what more to say about the problems of these things. Kingo, like I mentioned before, right? Character's supposed to be like a samurai, like in the comics. He's like a Bollywood star in this movie. So he just decides, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and make Bollywood movies after we did our last mission, supposedly killed all the last deviants. And he uses. I think they use the Bollywood thing to make it comedic and make it cool and all, but he doesn't add anything else to the movie except for that comment.
I heard he pieces out like in the middle of the movie.
Literally, he literally just leaves. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, that's how bad. Like
yeah. Angelina Jolie's character, right? Thena, right?
So we got 10 seconds.
Her and Gilgamesh, they just go out like and have an Avengers Endgame farm type thing, dude. And they make in the middle of the movie. The movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes, and they just have this
that's too long moment. Bro.
Like, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. I'm telling you, man, there's problems. I could go on and on. We've done it. We've done it.
Wow. First MCU bomb.
Yeah, I mean, people will say what they say about Thor. People will say what they say.
I heard that I heard some people say that they would rather just watch Dark World like 4 times in a row than watch this movie again.
I would say the same. Dark World is as silly as
it's fun
silly as Malekith, is as a villain. We know what he's doing. Like they start the whole thing off with Boar and like the battle that happens and why he just has this hatred. So someone gets to such a dark place and spends thousands of years in a prison. Yeah, sure, he wants her to darkness. Like it doesn't bother me the way it does some people. Yeah, Thor: The Dark World makes more sense than this movie.
Jeez, dude. All right. Well,
How was that?
um, it's interesting that it could have been probably because of budget that, or maybe they. I really don't know, right? But it sounds to me that they should have flipped this with Black Widow and released this on Disney Plus, and then do Black
Yes.
Widow in the movie theater.
Absolutely. I 100%. I think they would have made more money because think about it. So
Yeah,
Black Widow made $80 million opening weekend,
yeah.
plus it's Disney Plus money. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi comes out, makes 75 million, made more than that because it was a 4-day weekend, but in the 3 days it made
Yeah.
like 75 mil for a no-name first time, not on Disney Plus at all.
Yep.
This one's not on Disney Plus, had years of marketing. I mean, you've got A-listers in this movie. You got names, right? And
So how did
barely
they
hit
do? Because
71 mil.
you send me numbers, so I
Yeah.
guess we can start transitioning into
Yeah.
the stuff for this week. Yeah. So how did it do comparably to Black Widow and Shang-Chi?
Yep. So it made 71 mil, where it would have been considered, based on a report by the Hollywood Reporter, they did a really good article about it over the weekend. If it hit 75 mil, that probably would have been considered a success, right? Because it would have matched Shang-Chi, or it would have been, or even a little bit more than that, right? In the sense of an origin story. I think this is, based on what I was looking at, I believe this is the worst opening for a origin story for Marvel. I think word of mouth is definitely affecting this movie, and I am very curious, Obed, to see second weekend. This usually movies like this drop maybe 60-50%.
So
I think this one's gonna drop 80. I think this one's
so
gonna
here's the
hit
thing,
the ground
because
hard.
I don't know. I mean, I think the only thing new in the movie theater of note this weekend is Clifford.
Clifford,
kids
yep.
movie, right?
Clifford will make money, dude.
But next week, dude, Ghostbusters is coming in, and everyone's super hyped for it, and reviews are good. So
Ghostbusters, that Serena Williams, Will Smith movie,
Yeah.
King Richard, like this movie's gonna get buried, dude.
Yeah.
Eternal's gonna get buried.
yeah,
Because Clifford actually has good reviews. That's crazy. Dude.
they're about the same right
I
now.
will
They're
see. I
around
will
40
see. I'll see
something.
Clifford. I'll see Clifford.
Yes. Wow, that's crazy, man. It's crazy.
I did not see this coming. I was not on this. I didn't really. I wasn't.
You
that
sound
interested.
angry, Joe. You actually sound disappointed.
I'm bothered, man. I'm bothered because it doesn't make sense.
So that was
Look, I can be hard on DC sometimes, and I don't want to be
Right.
considered a Marvel pony. This is not it, man. This
Yeah.
ain't it.
Yep. Do you think, and this is just me thinking, right? We've heard some of the criticism that the movie's gotten due to its, do you think the movie was trying to push an agenda more than it was trying to come out with a cohesive story?
It's hard to say. I would say instinctively no.
Okay.
I would say because it didn't they didn't those scenes and those moments and those characters and stuff
Like it's
it
well
didn't
done. It stays fully
change.
done and not.
Yeah, it doesn't
like-
change really anything.
Okay.
Like I actually what's oh my gosh Makari, right? So she's deaf, right? So she used sign language in the movie, and I thought it was pretty cool how they portray. I thought she was probably the coolest character of the movie.
Okay.
And she's not in the movie enough. I'll say that much.
Interesting.
You see how Kong handled the character that was deaf. If you've watched A Quiet Place, they handle that extremely well.
Yeah.
This one does it good too, but no, I don't think the agenda hurt the movie as much, except I actually would say the stuff that's very Hollywood typical, specifically the Cersei Icarus stuff.
That's what really ruined
the stuff
it.
that actually ruined it more than anything else.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would say that really, really put the dampener on it. I mean that scene on the beach, man, it's just like,
Okay.
why? Okay, sure.
Man, that's so interesting. So interesting. Yeah. I mean, I know I'll watch it eventually. I'm not gonna go out of my way to watch it, so it is.
I told
it is what
people,
it is.
if you're really that interested in watching it, go watch it. I'm not gonna stop you. But if you were already like meh, or you're hearing this stuff and it's discouraging you, wait, I wouldn't spend my money.
Yeah.
And I see Marvel movies twice, if not three times.
Okay.
I'm good. I saw it once.
So, do you think that? All right. So, do you think what's going on with this movie has to do something with Rogue Squadron basically getting delayed indefinitely based on the rumors? I mean, the report is that it's delayed. Rumor is that it's delayed indefinitely, which in Lucasfilm jargon means this movie's not going to happen. So,
although I would argue, is this not a trend for non trilogy films for Lucasfilm since the Kathleen Kennedy saga? Right, like you've got the issues that came about with Solo, issues that came. Even Rogue One had
had
reshoots
reshoots and all that, yeah.
Right, like there's clearly problems that are consistent, and it's happening now with every single project that's not named, and even those movies that actually did come out were not well received. So, I think there's a trend here. I don't think this is necessarily because of Eternals.
I think there's I think the trend is right. It happened with Justice League. It happened now with Eternals. Like it's been happening more and more, and I think it happened with Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
So, it looks like studios are taking a step back and probably realizing that all this like on the nose like
it's
wokeness thing is probably not paying off it. I mean, it's I mean, it was eventually bound to happen, right? Like we've talked about it in the past, and we're not right, and we're
open-minded.
We're open-minded guys. Yeah, exactly.
We'll give it a chance.
Absolutely. Like I saw people when the trailer for Rogue One came out, and I watched the trailer. And I was like, oh, this looks great. And then I went scroll down to the comments. I was like, oh, I can't believe they're making the main character of another female. I was like, well, I didn't even think of that until you pointed it out. Because to me, just, it's what it is, right? It's like,
can you imagine the reverse effect if women started commenting on it? It's another man. They'd be like, we can't live this way.
But yeah, exactly. So, So I don't care. Like honestly, you can make the main character male, female. I really don't know. It doesn't matter to me, right? That's besides the point. Point is when you try to like again when I talked last week when I talked about Squadrons, the game, and when you go to your rebel and there's no white dude for the rebels and that's when it's like. It's a little too much, right? So, and I understand where they're trying to. I don't think they're doing this maliciously, but it's gotten to the point where it's dumb, and people are just gonna stop going to see your movie.
Yeah,
especially Star Wars fans. They already had enough. They don't want this again. I think that's probably them rethinking their strategy, Joe. Honestly,
I agree. Yeah, I think I mean, Patty Jenkins is fine as a director, but after what happened with Wonder Woman, 1984, I think that kind of made them maybe rethink the writing. I would argue, right? Yeah, because Snyder wrote the story for. First one, she directed it. Yeah. I think she's a good director. I do.
She's not a good writer. Yeah.
A questionable writer is what I would say.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like
you can say it. I mean, because we've seen it. Like there's this, and this has happened since the 80s, right?
Oh sure.
When we get someone like I don't know, like Steven D'Souza. Right, and he wrote like some of the most iconic, like granted cheesy movies, right? Sure. But it's the '80s, right? Commando and all this other stuff that he wrote, and and it's like Tango and Cash, I think, which is actually a great movie. And then he goes and directs the Van Damme Street Fighter movie, like, which now is a cult classic, right? But when it came out, it was panned by everyone, even fans, right? So that's the thing, right? You can't do everything. Like, if I am not a talented writer and I am a talented director, let's roll with it, right? And I'll direct. Get me a writer.
Yeah,
I don't have to do everything. But yeah,
this is Star Wars. You can't be doing that with Star Wars.
Yeah,
I mean,
this thing with Star Wars, yeah, man. But yeah, I mean, it's been delayed indefinitely. We'll see. Rumor is that there's an Old Republic movie taking its place. Based on sources are telling me the Rian Johnson trilogy is dead, which we've talked about it for a long time. It was like, that's not news. We knew for a while that was not going to happen. It was like, well, we haven't heard anything about this thing. This thing's probably dead. So
he'll probably direct like an episode of that John Boyega series, Finn series, or something on Disney Plus
if that
someday.
ever happens.
Yeah, I could see that being the case. I don't know.
Yeah, but Joel, are you ready for Obi-Wan, dude?
Oh, am I ready?
So I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming that tomorrow we'll get like a concrete teaser, because what we got today was more of a, I guess,
sizzle.
So yeah, it was more of a sizzle thing. Yeah, still cool, and it's edited footage between like episode 3 and the original trilogy, right, with Vader. But the concept art, and some of the stuff they showed in that trailer, it looks like there's gonna be a lot of lore too. Like, this is not gonna be just a Star Wars thing with action. Like, we're gonna get that, but it looks like we're gonna get a lot of lore. We're going back to Mustafar. We're going to the castle. We learn the purpose of the castle and all that. I'm excited, dude. Like, I saw the concept art. I saw the sizzle thing. I can't wait.
Yeah. So yesterday, a colleague of ours mentioned to me that, I guess there was like some tweet going around saying that on Disney Plus Day there was going to be a trailer, and I was like, I've been saying on the podcast for a long time that I thought with the whole sneak peek that's going to be coming out on Disney Plus Day for Star Wars, that they would give us some kind of tease, but I didn't think we'd get an actual trailer. And the specific wording I said was, I think we'll get some concept art or a first look picture.
Yeah.
Well, Christmas came early because that's what we got today.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we got. I don't expect anything more. I mean, think about it. Andor is going to be coming out end of next year, right? That finished filming before even this thing did. And, we got the same kind of sizzle reel thing in the past before. You would make more sense for us to get an Andor trailer tomorrow than getting an Obi-Wan one. Now, I say all that to say, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I wake up tomorrow morning and, there's some news drops and hey, but exactly, I get both. But why would they drop a sizzle and then not put at the end like trailer tomorrow or something? Like, it doesn't. I don't think that's. I think that's reading too much into things. I think that was the trailer that was being referenced. That little teaser with concept art. Could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But am I hyped for it, dude? I mean, you get a great look at Vader and a great look at the rematch on Mustafar.
Yeah. I'm excited. I was like, there's no going around it. I was like, it's my favorite Star Wars character, and he's back, and it's gonna be awesome. Yeah, I can't wait.
Favorite character brought back by Ian McGregor and brought back Hayden Christensen. Sign me up.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I had a theater rent out to play this on a big screen, because this deserves to be a movie and watched in that way, in my humble opinion.
Yeah.
Specifically the rematch fight, which I think we might get fights, plural.
Yeah. Oh, there's probably going to be several action set pieces in this thing. Yeah.
Well, I'm saying specifically between Vader and Obi-Wan. There may be 2.
Oh, really? You think so?
There may be 2.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Man. Like we mentioned before, Spider-Man leaks are out there. No bigger leak than the poster. Well, actually, there were bigger ones. We're not gonna talk about them. I mentioned it to a colleague of ours that is like, oh, so did you see the Spider-Man thing? I was like, oh no, I was like, oh, there's stuff out there with a character that I know that you enjoy. So yeah,
Unfortunately, I saw both pictures.
yeah, I did too. I did too.
And it
And
wasn't
I didn't
intentional.
do it on purpose. It wasn't
Yeah.
intentionally. Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were just out there, right?
Yeah.
And but we've known, like this
And the
is
guy
not,
who
you
leaked
know.
it, bless his heart. It's I met the guy at Comic-Con before. He's a really cool YouTuber. But it was one of those like, I don't know if this is true. Check this out. Oh man, I didn't want it this way, guys.
Yeah, but
But it
the
confirms everything
poster.
we've said.
Yeah, exactly. But the poster gives us our first look at Green Goblin, and I think that out of everything, we've already seen Doc Ock, right? Out of all the other ones, we've heard that there was going to be a sort of redesign to the costume, which is not, but not entirely. Um, it was gonna be like patched up almost in a way. So yeah, Goblin's on the poster. He's tiny though, but he's there. You can see him.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some enhanced versions of the picture, and he does have some purple patches on him, so you actually not just solid green like he was in the Maguire series. And that's what we're saying, guys. We're talking about William Dafoe's Goblin. That is the Goblin in the
Correct.
movie. If you didn't catch it in
Same
the trailer,
mask.
same mask, same look, and we heard his voice in it. So
Yeah.
he's there. No, this is awesome. I'm so glad to see that there are teases of the of lightning for Electro.
Yeah, there's
And
a sand thing
Sand,
going on
it's
in
like
the background. Yeah.
some could say it's just Flurry's Sandman's gonna be in this movie, guys.
Yeah.
Did you see Kristen Dunst's comment today saying that
I
she's
did not
in it?
know.
She said everyone's in it except for me. They didn't bring the old girl back or something like that. And I'm like,
Wow.
I'll believe it when I see it. But it does
I
kind of
don't
put a
buy it.
dampener.
Yeah, I don't buy
Yeah.
it.
Like I
It's,
saw a video yesterday with Andrew Garfield because there's a movie that's coming out with him in it,
yeah.
and fans asking the same thing, and he's like, "We'll see." It's like, "Well, come on,
I
dude."
don't
Like,
know.
there's a picture on the internet.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Have you seen the meme? You know the meme of the guy behind the tree going like this.
Yes.
So I don't know if you've seen the one meme. It's like it's like Garfield's Spider-Man after learning that Gwen is alive and hot in the Maguire universe, and he's going like this behind the tree. It's great. It's pretty good.
Oh man.
Um,
No, I know. Well,
yeah.
I would be sad if we don't get Kristen Dunst, but I don't know how it's all set up. But who's to say that what this movie sets up isn't
Yeah, I think she'll be in.
characters? Maybe there'll be a Spider-Man 4.
That's the
Love
thing, right? We don't know. Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's what's probably gonna happen, dude. We're gonna get it's gonna split off into a true like cinematic multiverse now. No, we're not in MCU anymore. We're in the MC, I guess MU. Yeah, the
Marvel Cinematic Multiverse.
or multi-universe.
MCM.
Yeah. So, because I think that the Holland Spider-Man, if that right, or Miles, could be part of the Disney plans or the MCU plans, and I'm pretty sure that Sony's gonna do their own thing, whether it be with Maguire or Garfield, or they want to do their separate thing. They're probably gonna do it. So, like we know, like I've seen the credit in Venom, that could be there too, right?
Yeah.
This movie could be bonkers, dude. So, yeah, it's like a. See, here's the thing, I don't want to get too excited, right? But granted, it's not Eternals, it's Spider-Man. But
That's very true.
but the thing is that it's like almost right. It's like almost like a dream come true. Like I'm going back thinking when I remember when me and my friend he's always been really big into comic books, and I remember when we were like in ninth grade and he got one of the issues of Wizard the magazine, and they were talking about like Charlie Sheen playing Spider-Man on a movie that they were like Marvel
Yeah,
was working on a movie, and those rumors were true for a while.
absolutely.
And I remember that it
Michael
was like,
Jackson almost played him. Jeez.
yeah, yeah, and I remember us talking about it. I was like, and he's like, oh man, it's like Spider-Man, I can't wait. It's like, and I'm thinking back, back then I was what, ninth grade to now. It's like, wow, this is like it's like a almost like a dream scenario, right? It's like I wouldn't, not in a million years I would have, thought that they were gonna do this with Spider-Man. Like they were gonna be like rebooting it forever. In my, that's what I thought was gonna happen. So yeah,
And the fact
I'm
that
very
the first
excited.
Spider-Man Tobey Maguire was
Yep.
it wasn't just like, oh, we got like we're not referencing this the same way we're saying Ben Affleck's Daredevil. It's like we don't want that to come back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this
So
is
that's the
like
thing, right?
we
We're like,
wanted Maguire back.
the Maguire Spider-Man, like that was a date movie for me and my wife, right? Back when we were dating,
Oh,
and
we
then
gotta do it again.
Spider-Man 2, and then yeah. See, the thing is that my daughter, I don't know if my daughter's gonna withstand a 2.5 hour movie though.
Well, that's gotta make it a date. You gotta drop her off at the parents. Roll it
uh,
back, man.
yeah, we'll see. I'll see how that goes. So, but I will see this movie. Like, I'm
Oh
gonna,
yeah, oh yeah.
I got it. There's no going around it, bro.
Yeah, this
Like, this is
and
one that I
and
will
this
go out
one
of
I'll
my
have to
way.
text you right away. Like this is one we gotta. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I'm still contemplating asking for that day off for at work.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, but we'll see. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, Spidey, man. I'm excited.
Fantastic.
Um, uh, two bits of gaming news, I guess. Before we head out, so both Sony and Nintendo are cutting production plans for the next year, due to the semiconductor shortage on PS5 and Switch. So, Joe, it looks like if you don't manage to get a PS5 this year with the that crazy stock that Walmart has,
Yeah.
things are gonna get pretty rough next year. So be ready.
This is the heads up, guys,
Yep.
that if slash when Best Buy, Walmart, anybody that's gonna have a at the door opportunity for Black Friday, this is your cue to run and get your sleeping bags
Yeah.
because there will I don't think it will be unless they're gonna bring them even if there's limited quantity if they only have them online for the most part they do it the same cycle
Yep.
it's gonna be like impossible to get. I mean, so the
Yeah.
bots is gonna be the same problem, and this is gonna be less quantity. Like back in the old days, quantity was always a problem, but you could still wait every Tuesday or whatever when they did stock at the store. You could wait in line and go pick one up, like the Wii days and those kind of things, right? Like that if that's not an option come 2022, I hope it is, but there's no confirmation.
Yeah.
Um, you're not going to get one. So, guys, this is a
Yeah.
warning for you. Go and
Granted,
make plans.
they the thing with the semiconductor shortage right now, um, if this problem is resolved, then they'll just go ahead and
Yeah.
start pushing production again, and that's not gonna be a problem. So, uh, but for the foreseeable future, I guess starting now because this was announced this week. So basically, starting now until TBD, if you can't get one, scalpers are still out there scalping. So, which is unfortunate, right?
Yeah.
At least we know that Sony took the proper measures and sent invites to people that have established PSN accounts, and those guys have been getting invites to get the system. So, yeah, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, but keep your ear on the ground. Make sure, like Joel said, if they're gonna have like an in-store thing, make sure you're there, and just watch for the Sony drops because I think that right now those have been proven to be the more reliable ones. Or get that pass at GameStop. Like it's
Yes,
pay
the
the $100
GameStop
a
one.
year and get the thing at GameStop.
Or pay for a really expensive bundle from Ants Online.
Yeah,
Those guys
exactly.
I've heard good things about them.
Yeah, yeah.
We're not sponsored, but yeah.
You got a couple of things from them, right? I think the DualShock and
Yeah.
the Charger.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And it was
So
perfect. Yeah. Came right there.
yeah. So yeah, you guys, just be warned. Last bit of news that I have here, Joe, is that uh, Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 are getting pulled from digital stores. Um, due to licensing regarding the historic, or I guess historical archive footage that they've used for the games. So both games have cutscenes where they show like stock footage from World War II and JFK and Wall Street and all this stuff, right? So um, due to that licensing expiring, which is 2011 was when the HD collection came out for I guess not last gen consoles, but last gen consoles. As crazy as that may sound, right? PS3 and 360. So 10 years, it's 10 years to the day. So they will need to renew the 10-year agreement for the use of that footage to be in their games. I'm assuming that this is not too expensive because of that footage being archival footage, but you still need to get it licensed. Unfortunate because now there's no way to play Metal Gear, especially Metal Gear Solid 3, favorite game ever. So yeah, unfortunate. We'll see when they come back. There's a fan petition going on Reddit right now, and they're making a push for Konami to release the games on PC and release everything on PC, and then release everything else on PS4 and Xbox. So we'll see where that goes. Yes, they should re-release everything. Excuse me. In my opinion, these games are worth playing, especially 2. It's very, very forward thinking in a lot of the predictions that it made. So yeah, unfortunate, but I guess we'll see when that's gonna happen. Also, Jump Force. If you never got Jump Force for Switch and Xbox and PS4, is gonna get delisted next year because that game is like a licensing nightmare scenario, right? So if you don't buy it, I think you have until like summer of next year to get it. I'm gonna look for a physical copy over the holidays, see if I can get a cheap one. So yeah, man. But yeah, MGS3, best game ever. Should be re-released on everything. So that's my opinion. Joel, that's all we got. Just want to go ahead and if you don't have anything else, just close it up.
No, and it's funny because tomorrow we're recording this guys on Veterans Day today. So happy Veterans Day if we've got any veterans that are listening to us here in the States. But just funny because tomorrow is Disney Plus Day, and I'm sure we're gonna have so much to talk about next week.
Yep.
So just even more of an incentive, guys, to stay subscribed. We invite every single one of you guys and girls to stay subscribed to us on our podcast platform of choice. That would be iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Spotify, Amazon Music. Subscribe to No Load Time. Also subscribe to our video version on our YouTube channel. Like those videos, share them with your friends and family. We really appreciate that. Also, you can follow us on our social media at No Load Time. That's at No Load Time on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're also available on Twitch, No Load Time altogether. We are live streaming today our episodes, so make sure that you follow us and you'll get your notifications when we go live. If you have any questions, comments, or emails, you want to buy me a laptop, send an email to noloadtime@gmail.com. That's noloadtime@gmail.com. Thank you all so much for your time, and we look forward to being with you on our next episode.
Thank you guys. Stay safe. We'll see you again next time.